I just thought I was gonna have to deal with the pain for the rest of my life. No big deal. I actually had 3 curves in my back. Saw another doctor and he said I probably should have surgery or I was gonna be not paralyzed, but just in a wheelchair, like at the age of 35. I am 22 years old and I went through full spinal fusion surgery. There was a lot of things about recovery that I didn't like. I didn't like how I just had to depend on somebody, like to help me put on my clothes or my socks. I had to wait for somebody to come and help me. And I don't know, just being dependent on people. I don't like that. People had to take me to the store or, my friends had to come pick me up to go do things. I don't like that.
For me, it was just every just in the moment all the time, just helping her and what her needs were and, being there for whatever she needs. So your question was, what was it like? It was, you just don't put any thought into it. You just do everything that you need to do, and the emotions come later, actually. So it was just living for that moment and taking care of the needs that Kristen had.
My mom stayed in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 5 days. She stayed the entire time that I was in the hospital. She never went home for anything. So my mom and my dad have been extremely supportive through all of it, everything. I think sometimes I get on their nerves because I'm so needy, because I can't do things myself.
For her coming back to stay, this is her home, and this is where she needed to recover. So that was it wasn't an issue. That's we knew this is where she was. This is her home. Will always be her home.
I went to my mom's house. She took care of me because she had to do everything for me. I couldn't even roll myself in bed. She'd have to get up and roll me, like on my side or on my back, because I just didn't have any more muscle. I didn't have any muscle left because I cut all that stuff. So that all has to regroup and get back to normal.
As for recovery, this was the place for her to be, because she's in an environment that people love her and care for her and just want her to get her back onto the road of good health and well-being, mentally, spiritually, physically, and for her to be home and me being able to take care of her and be home, not to have to work. I knew this was the situation that she needed to be in. So I was, happy that it all for a purpose. That this was the way it happened. So for her being back home is what she would needed to be.
It was weird because I lived with my boyfriend, and I did everything for myself. Like normal people. And then you have to go and live with your mom, and your mom do everything for you. So she had to shower me for a long period of time because I couldn't even hold up my arms to do any of that. My brother fed me for a couple of weeks after surgery because I couldn't even pick up my arm to feed myself. So from going from doing everything yourself to not doing anything at all was hard and rough. It was awkward. I'm 22, so for your mom to help you at such a young age was rough. Especially to shower or to even to sit you down to go to the bathroom was weird and hard. It's been hard on my whole family. But, it's only gonna be for, a little while. So I think, it's much better now than it was before. I think it was hard to see me in so much pain.
She was unfortunately put in a situation that she needed somebody to do things that she, nobody would want to have done, especially when you're a vibrant, very social type of person that she is, to have to rely on somebody to take care of them, all their little needs, the littlest things that we take for granted all the time. So, but who else could do that but your mother and not even think about it or even bring it up in the future?
Oh my gosh, yeah, extreme frustration. She still has to put my socks on and some of my pants because I can't bend over to put my pants on. So she does that, and I can't lift anything over 5 pounds. So for normal people, that's nothing. A gallon of milk is nothing for people, but I can't do that. So my mom puts little containers in the fridge so that I can use it. Everything has to be eye level for me. Like I can't bend over. So like all of my, like my toothbrush, my toothpaste, and my towels all have to be on the counter. She does do that for me.
When Kristen slept, especially the initial days when she came home, I stayed right beside her bed. She was downstairs on. We had put a bed up for her, just a twin size bed, so that we could all be downstairs. She wouldn't have to do the stairs. So the couch was very close to her, and so I was an arm's length away. So when I knew she needed to roll, and half an hour would be a very long time to sleep at that time, because it was probably maybe every 5 to 10 minutes. So, but yeah, when she slept, I slept. That was just how my days were initially. So that's just how we got along, When she ate, I ate. If she didn't eat, I certainly didn't eat, So it was just, that's how we worked things out in the beginning.
It was frustrating for both of us because we got no sleep, ever. We spent every day together. She slept beside my bed. Like she laid on the couch. So that if I needed her, because I needed her all night long, all the time. So like normal people, they just roll over in bed and think nothing of it. They don't even wake up. I have to wake up, be like, Mom, I need to roll over. She'd come over, roll me over. We'd go back to sleep. I'd sleep maybe 35 minutes max. And I'd wake her up again and have to roll me over. So like that was for a good month and a half. Like I'm glad that she was here, because if she wasn't, then I would have to do it all myself. And I wouldn't have been able to.
My intention was to get her back to where she was before, even better, So, but as for being close, we've been, attached at the hip for a while, and I absolutely been enjoying it. We've made the best out of the time. So, yeah, I think it'll be memories that we'll always remember and hold us even closer together.
Well, I'm 3 months out of surgery. So I'd say like this second month, I didn't have any pain. Muscular pain was the worst, because you couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't even put my arms up high. So, that took a long time to recover. Just all that muscle pain. I don't take any more. I was on pain medicine. I don't take any more pain medicine. I do mostly the stuff that I want to now. I still can't bend over or do anything like that. So that's a little bit difficult, but I did come far from where I was, from not being able to roll myself to, I still need help with things. Like if I do too much, my arms will get tired and sore, and my back, just my muscles. So I still need help, like, drying my hair, or like getting the covers on my bed, because I just don't have the strength yet.
I think she's right where she's supposed to be in recovery. I think, unfortunately, she pushes herself a little bit, maybe, too much at the time, but, there's a balance there, and, we give her that balance of, this is your time, and the 6 months is most important, and, take that time. So we kind of, even though she wants to maybe be a little more, her recovery, maybe she wants to get back in. I think she's just doing very well for where she's supposed to be. She's only 3 months out right now, and she's starting to drive and get out into the mainstream a little bit more. So I think she's right on target, and I think her attitude's been wonderful. And I think that's the whole, the whole issue. A lot of times we go through these things, and we can either look at the cup half full or half empty. And Kristen has always looked at it as half full.
Don't take anything for granted, because in 8.5 hours it could be completely away from you. And don't take for granted that, things are easy and you're having a bad day, and because somebody else can have an even more worse of a day than you. So I don't know, I've learned to just be patient go with the flow, not get so uptight about stuff. Patience.